Download this code and get free GPT-4o from codegive.com, link in the description below. Debugging GUI applications can be a challenging task, especially when using integrated development environments, ides, in cloud-based environments like GitHub Codespaces. Below is an informative tutorial on how to debug GUI applications effectively in GitHub Codespaces, complete with code examples. What is GitHub Codespaces? GitHub Codespaces is a cloud development environment that allows developers to work on their projects directly from the browser or using Visual Studio Code, VS Code, on their local machine. It provides a fully configured environment with access to a terminal, extensions, and version control. Step-by-step guide to debugging GUI applications in GitHub Codespaces. #1. Create a GitHub Codespace. 1. Navigate to the repository you want to work on. 2. Click the green code button and select Open with Codespaces. 3. Click on New Codespace to create a new environment. #2. Set up your GUI application. For this example, we will use a simple tkinter application written in Python. Here's a basic GUI application. Python. #app.py. Import tkinter as tk. From tkinter import messageBox. Def on _button _click. MessageBox.show info, button clicked. Def create _app. Root equals tk. Root.title, simple GUI app. Button equals tk button, root, text equals click me, command equals on _button _click. Button.pack, patty equals 20. Root.main loop. If __name ___ equals __main __. Create _app. #3. Install necessary extensions. To debug a GUI application effectively, you'll need to install the following extensions in your GitHub Codespace. Python, for Python development. Pylance, for enhanced language support and IntelliSense. Debugger for Python, for debugging capabilities. You can search for and install these extensions from the extensions view in VS Code. #4. Configure the debugger. Now, you need to set up the debugging configuration for your application. 1. Open the command palette, Ctrl+Shift+P, and type debug, open launch.json. 2. Select Python and then create a new configuration. This will generate a launch.json file in the .vscode folder. Here's an example configuration for your tkinter application. JSON. Version, 0.2.0. Configurations. Name, Python, current file. Type, Python. Request, launch. Program, $file. Console, integrated terminal. ####5. Set breakpoints. Open the app.py file and set breakpoints by clicking in the left margin next to the line numbers. For example, you might want to set a breakpoint inside the on _button _click function. ###6. Start debugging. 1. Open the debug panel, Ctrl+Shift+D. 2. Ensure that your configuration is selected, example Python, current file. 3. Click the green play, Start Debugging, button. When you run the application, it will stop at the breakpoints you've set, allowing you to inspect variables, step through the code, and evaluate expressions. ###7. Inspect variables and control execution. While debugging, use the variables pane to inspect the current values of variables. Use the call stack pane to see the stack trace. Use the debug console to execute commands or evaluate expressions. #######8. Handle common issues. GUI not displaying. If the GUI does not appear or behaves unexpectedly, check the console for error messages. Ensure you are using an appropriate display in Codespaces. Event loop issues. Sometimes, the GUI may freeze or behave incorrectly. Make sure you are not blocking the main thread with long-running operations. #####. Example, adding debugging to the application. Let's add a simple bug to our application to demonstrate debugging. Change the on_button_click function to an incorrect variable. Python. def on_button_click. #intentional bug, using an undefined variable. Messagebox.showInfo, info, non_existent_ variable. When you run the application and click the button, the program should raise an exception. With the debugger running, you can catch this exception and inspect the state of your application. ###conclusion. Debugging GUI applications in GitHub Codespaces can be straightforward with the right setup. By following the steps outlined in this tutorial, you can effectively debug your Tkinter application or any other GUI application you are working on. Remember to utilize the debugging tools available in VS Code for a smoother debugging experience. Happy coding!